What is going on, guys? Mangumson here, bringing you another First Descendant video, and today we're going to be talking about reactors. So, for those who don't know, this is going to be a brief overall thing about the reactor. Now, if you've watched any of the other YouTubers talking about OP Serena, OP, you don't need, the reactor really doesn't matter, put it on, max her out, put two mods on, blow up the map. Could be perfectly fine, right? Now, when it comes to the average player, such as myself, I like to use characters that I like to use. Right now, I haven't used Serena. She's probably okay, but let's go over this reactor. Reactors tie directly into skill power. All reactors end up having a baseline skill power of 11,000 and change. Now, you're not going to get the most damage out of your character with having a base level reactor. You're going to need to customize this reactor. You're going to need to put new stuff on the reactor. You're going to need to implant reactors. So that's what we're going to mainly be talking about in order to get you up to snuff with when it comes to focusing on a reactor. If you want a more in-depth guide about the reactors or a longer form video about them, again, this is going to be a quick overview of it. But what I want to talk about right now is we're going to go and implant the reactor. So you go over to this area here located on the map, and it's going to be the workbench. You go over to the workbench, you go over to the reactor implant, and you're going to pick the reactor you want to start implanting into. I'm going to leave this shotgun class mounted on there. You can select it to change it, but again, I digress. I'm going to leave it on there for now. Then you pick a reactor that you want to consume, right? Like Infusion, if you play Destiny 2. I don't know what Warframe players do to do anything like this, but you go over here, Optimization Custom 2. Now I'm going to implant this reactor, beam rifle class mounted. It really doesn't do anything for my Viesa. It doesn't do anything for any other Descendant that I have. I'm not putting a beam rifle on any of them with the toxic skill, so I'm going to take it. And the thing that's important here is that these ion accelerators, they take no time at all to make, but they take an extreme amount of gold and the nano compound. Now, in order for you to get more nano compound, you're going to end up getting a good chunk of it from things just dismantling in your inventory. You're going to get it after certain missions. Let's look at it real quick. Let's look at it real quick about the nano compound. Nano compound, you're going to get some from the Abyss Tormentor, dismantling all the reactor types. Sigma Sector is going to give it to you. You're getting these nano compounds by the dozens. Kind of looks like insulation for when you're like putting like a home or a shed or something together. Anyway, you're gonna get the nano compounds for the most part, like no matter what you're doing stuff in order to get to in-game activity, you're gonna end up getting the nano compounds. So I'm going to implant the reactor. I'm going to start off with this frozen singularity reactor, and then I'm going to implant the toxic reactor. It's going to cost me 2,000 of these ion accelerators. Now, just for the sake of letting you know how much these things are inconveniently costing and researching real fast, we go over to ion accelerator. Right, you have two different ways you can make it. You have a way that you can make it with these solenoids. I don't get a lot of them. I've been playing the game for a long time. I don't get a lot of solenoids. You do end up getting them from a lot of normal missions. You may have ended up getting them while you were going through the game, but eventually they get phased out of your inventory because you're not playing normal missions to that extent. So the nano compound is mainly what you're going to be looking for. And when we go up to the ones that we actually want, because we need 2,000 of these things in order to implant a reactor. So 100 nano compound. So you're not just making an abundance of these things if you're not really playing any of those in-game activities, the Sigma Sector, beating a Tormentor boss, getting ultimate reactors dismantled. And you're going to need 2 million gold, which is pretty easy to do when you do your daily Vulgus missions that you get 5 million gold. and it's gonna take 3 hours and 20 minutes, and that's for one implant. You typically want 3 implants on the thing, but 2 implants, 1 implant, you're fair, right? So 2 million gold, 2,000 ion accelerators, not too bad. Not a big diff for getting these. Now I don't do math right, and I had ended up making 10,000 of these things over a 16-hour period, and I was just like, huh, I thought that said something completely different, but I did end up making about 10,000 of those on accident. But I digress. We go back over here. Not too hard to get the ion accelerators. Start off with the reactor, go to what you implanted, select the optimization condition that you want, and then go ahead and put that reactor inside of there. And now we have a beam rifle class mounted. Now this, again, this is going to affect your skill power, but it's going to affect your skill power in a way that you're not typically going to see the skill power like typically increase. Is so 1778. That's what I got going on right there. And then it was that one. So 1778, right? Makes sense. It's not really changing. It's not really changing it. So let me do it again. So 1778. So that changed to 1937, but that's a higher thing. So you're gonna see it, but you're gonna see it once you start to upgrade it. Now let's upgrade this. We're gonna enhance it. That's what it's called. It's called enhancement. We're gonna enhance it, and we want the most bang for our buck here. We're going to increase it to the max level. Now, this is going to drastically change our skill power, but the thing I want to go over here is that these things aren't too bad to make. You need 15 of them, not too bad to make. But the dimension analyzer, this thing is a pain in the butt to make. You need 140 of them to make these things max. I don't know if you can hear my dogs in the background, but Jesus Christ, the moment I start recording, everybody outside wants to go and walk their dogs. Jesus Christ. So 140 of these things. This thing is not easy to make. Let's go ahead and put that in there so we can cover 2 things at once we do it. Skill power goes up. I get up to 20,000 skill power. Now, if I was to max this one out, maybe it would have been better because of the skill critical hit rate. Anyway, I digress. So we max it out. We needed 140 of these fucking things, and these things become just so difficult to make because of the quantum incubators. 140 of these things, you can't even make 140. Like, you just can't make 140 of them just because you need them like everything else. This will make sense to make 140 of them with a precise amount so you can calculate it correctly. You go from 100 to 500. Okay, big jump. They couldn't even do 200. Anyway, I'm getting off on a tangent. To get 5,000 quantum incubators is what in the absolute and then you need 25,000 ion accelerators. These are big numbers, but essentially most people are going to do 1/100 for 10 minutes and then do another 1/100 for another 10 minutes to make these things. Not really making it a big deal. Precision ion accelerators, 5 of them, and again 50 of them. Quantum crystals, you're gonna get them through void. You're gonna get them. Void fragments, echo swamp. Playing the game, you're gonna get these things. They're everywhere. They're just everywhere. Sigma sector, they're just everywhere. You get them as bonuses. Not really a big deal. The damn quantum incubators, man. You can only get these things from beating the Tormentor boss, which you need these things in order to get your power up in order to fight the boss, or you're doing a Serena ATEM's build. you're doing the Albion Resource Defense, you're doing the White Knight Gulch Hard, or you're doing the Void Vessel mission. You're doing like a lot of Void Vessel missions because you're not getting a plentiful amount there. You're gonna get more from the defensive missions or Hyper Mine Blockade. Like one of these need to be like focused on just getting you quantum incubators, but they decided to throw precision vault encryption keys and stuff in there for some reason. So just to really piss you off. To get the 1000 that you need, oh my Lanta, it is such an ordeal, especially if you're doing this for multiple characters, right? Not everyone just joined the game, got Serena, and beat the whole game, and it's just like, ooh, you know? Another way that you can get these quantum incubators, if you play the game, and you want an easier streak to get to it, we're gonna go over to the battle pass. Now they've recently updated this bonus shop for some juicy things inside of here that are actually worth your while now. Before in here there was some precision vault keys and some less than desirable things, but everything in here top tier. It is worth playing. It's worth getting, because you get these bonus shop things, the bonus shop tokens, as you level up, right? When you level up and you get to the max of 100, when you max out your battle pass, you've gotten to 100 or whatever, you've broken the ceiling, and the more you continue to play, then the more the game is going to continue to pay you out. And that was the end goal for the bonus shop, but as far as I know, ain't no one using the bonus shop like that. Nobody cared about these bonus coins. Now you should care about these bonus coins, because quantum incubators are here for 300 bonus coins. That's you playing the game. You can't buy this premium currency. It's just you playing the game, and that's fantastic. And then the void abyss metal fragments in here is also another dub. It's also another big W, because I think I ended up the season of the bonus shop with maybe, and I wasn't playing that much last season, with like 3,500 of those things, and I just didn't even spend them. I didn't even care. There was nothing in there that I really wanted to waste time clicking on to waste my time. I would just go watch a Netflix show or something. It wasn't that deep. But now we got quantum incubators, we got the decryption keys, which were a pain in the butt, precision ion accelerators. I wish that was more precision ion accelerators, but the ion accelerators in here are good, but you don't need too many precisions. You need more ion accelerators, but you get what I'm saying. So quantum incubators, pain in the butt to make, but overall that is what you need to do in order to get the most bang for your buck with your character. You take that reactor, you figure out what you need for your character. For my character specifically, I wanted a little bit of singular power boost, and I wanted some chill power boost. I wanted more chill power boost than anything, but chill and critical hit damage would have been preferable, but whatever. I didn't get it. I got this one. I like it. I'm gonna use it. I've maxed it out. That means anytime that I do damage with my skills, I'm gonna be doing the most potential max damage that I can do with it, and that is going to make enemies go down faster and keep me in the fight longer. Also, if your character doesn't specifically go into what your reactor is giving you, if you have a fire reactor, for example, you have a fire reactor with well, we'll just say the dimension skill boost, and your character's not using dimension, it's using singular, something like that, maybe keep it for the weapon class mounted in order for you to absorb it later into a better reactor. That way you're not really hunting for a specific weapon mounted class, you just have it on deck, and you can always just stick it in your storage. I don't really use my storage that much. I only have a few things inside of there. Most of the things that I have on me, I'm either using or I'm going to use them to enhance or infuse or embed or whatever it's called into another reactor in order to get my skill power up. But again, the main focus of this video was to go over how to get these annoying, very hard to get quantum incubators, which is supposed to be basic materials, but they're anything but basic. It says it says rare, but some of these other rare things, like, come on, like these are rare, these are rare, these are rare. You get these in abundance. Like, the rare materials should be some common materials, especially when you're using it to the extent of the quantum incubators. Most things that you get, like the void charge stone and the Phaeon particles, you get enough of them in a few runs in order to actually use them to their fullest. That's not the same thing for quantum incubators. You're not getting a bunch of quantum incubators to use them to their fullest extent, to where you're using them enough to being like, I'm gonna go farm a few of those things out. So hopefully you guys did enjoy the video about me going over the reactor briefly. Again, if you want to see a more detailed, in-depth guide on the reactor, me talking about the reactor, go ahead and leave a comment in the comment section below. You can check out some of the other videos that I have on my channel about the event shop, about what to buy in the shop. I have this segment where I do the whales only, people who want to spend money in the game. I talk about what is good to buy, what's not good to buy. The thumbnails usually saying whales only, part 1, part 2, and so on and so forth. I'm going to keep that going the more the shop updates. And I'd like to thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one.